Is your Scratch project lagging? Or do you just want to know how to improve your Scratch skills? Well, whatever the reason, this video is perfect for you. Firstly, what is optimization? Well, optimization isn't just about making your code shorter, it's about making it easier to understand, being able to make changes faster, keeping the project smooth and lag-free, and preparing for project expansion. So with that covered, here are my 13 optimization tips to help you. Tip number 1. Making use of custom blocks. Using custom blocks allows the ability to keep your project's code organized and readable, thus making larger projects easier to manage whilst also majorly reducing repetition. This helps because instead of having to change dozens of blocks multiple times, you only have to update one block. By making use of custom blocks, it's like turning long, messy code into nice, neat functions. If you don't know what a function is a reusable block of code designed to do a certain task or operation. Tip number 2, using loops instead of repetition. Loops are great for making scripts shorter and easier to tweak. This is because you only have to change one value if you want to change how many times an action repeats itself. Loops also help prevent typos and keep patterns consistent. Tip number 3, using variables instead of repeated constants. Variables are something you should be using regardless of optimization or not. But sometimes a value you think doesn't need to be a variable might better be as one. This is because it can make tuning a game balance faster. For example, using variables also keeps code flexible. And what I mean by that is one change to the variable would update the whole project straight away, therefore allowing you to improve without searching through a whole project to change the same value. Tip number 4, using lists for multiple related values. Lists are perfect for handling multiple related values as they are able to store lots of related data all in one place. Things such as inventories, scores, or even level layouts are all examples of systems that can be developed with lists. It is also much easier to loop through lists and make scalable systems. This better helps make your game more dynamic, as with lists, you can add, remove, or even modify things without needing new variables for each one. Tip number 5, combining conditions with and/or. Using the and/or blocks helps prevent overly nested if statements that can easily get confusing very quickly. It also makes your logic look cleaner, so you can better read and understand it. This makes debugging and expanding your logic much easier to do. Tip number 6, using broadcasts for events. Broadcasts allow for easy, simple, and consistent communication between different sprites without all of the clutter. For example, why edit lots of different sprites when you could change something global, like restarting a level, when you could just broadcast a message once? Tip number 7, using clones instead of duplicate sprites. Clones are very underused and duplicate sprites are way too common. Using clones instead of duplicate sprites means that space is saved and that your project is able to load and respond quicker. It also means if you are required to make any updates to the behavior, you can change one sprite instead of multiple, as the clones are the exact same as the base sprite. Tip number 8, using math expressions. Maths is incredibly important when programming. One miscalculation and the whole system could stop working. That's why you should try and use math expressions. With math expressions, you'll find that you will have one calculation instead of multiple steps to do one task. It also helps improve performance and helps keep your code tidy. It also means that you get more control and less clutter in your logic-heavy scripts. Tip number 9. Pre-computing or simplifying logic. This tip prevents you from doing the same math or checks over and over again. This also improves the speed of your project, especially in larger projects. Tip number 10. Limiting the number of forever loops. Forever loops are the exact same as the tick event in Unreal Engine or the update function inside of Unity. A forever loop ticks every frame, which means if you had multiple forever loops, you're doing multiple calculations per frame. Reducing the number of forever loops you use also makes your code easier to debug and read. However, it is important to note that you can use forever loops, but only try use them for key logic, like movement. Tip number 11. Simplifying boundaries and movement. Doing this makes your movement logic smaller, but also a lot faster. Ultimately, you remove the block count and avoid bugs from inconsistent boundary checks. This also means that it's much easier to modify limits later on. Tip number 12. Reusing sprites for different states. By reusing sprites, it keeps your project organized and light, whilst also ensuring that your visuals are easier to manage as you're swapping costume instead of swapping sprites. By doing this, it keeps your project less cluttered, easier to polish or expand, and also running faster. Tip number 13. Using lists and loops together. Lastly, combining lists and loops together lets you automate repetitive actions such as spawning in objects or loading in levels. It also allows more control and flexibility without needing to have mass amounts of messy code. It also means you can have and add new content just by updating a list, removing the need to edit scripts or add more blocks. Now that I have shared my 13 optimization tips with you, I hope you have learned some new tips and you're able to use them to your advantage in the future. If you liked this video or found it helpful, please do leave a like and subscribe. It really would mean a lot. If you have any other Scratch related content you'd like to see on this channel, tell me in the comments down below and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.